talk a little bit about what leads up to this song, because you have to hear the album to hear this, the way it leads into Hometown, I guess.
Well, this entire album, and I know it's probably not popular in this day and age. I know everybody looks at singles and downloads and individual snapshots,
Right,
but this
right.
is an album, and it's made to be consumed. If you don't listen to this in its entirety, you're going to miss some things, you know, and I can only say this as the person who made it. There are songs on this album I don't love near as much individually as I love in the scope of the project. So when I listen from start to finish, I love them. Mm-hmm. When you pull one out, I like them.
Well, there's a context here.
That's
though.
right. So it's like this whole theme, and that's
And like
really,
you have this trilogy, I think, as you described it to us.
the trilogy's right before Hometown. I mean, it all leads you kind of into, you know.
That's
so
what I mean, because it's and not to get too deep in this. You have to get the album because this is the redemption from the.
It is absolutely
what came right before it.
An album project, and where Give Me Back My Hometown falls on this album is coming out of that trilogy. It's coming out of this real dark period, and you really, again, it's deeper than I can express. But when some of the stuff we did in the video, the character that plays out itself in the Princess of Darkness poem is the matriarch in the Give Me Back My Hometown video. So if you look at this as a whole, you're meant to consume the album that way. You're meant to consume the video, which we did this way. You know, it's not supposed to be looked at as one song. It's the entire album. So we're treating the video process the same way we treat the audio processes. Don't just listen to a song and we're going to show you a video about what the lyrics say the song's about.
No,
we're going to widen.
We're going to widen
this
bit,
out.
Yeah.
You know,
I got that question coming up, but like I say, Hometown. I remember thinking then, well, how are they going to get to that song, because it's almost woven into on the album. It's woven into other stuff. Where if we're singing, you're going to kind of pull it out alone. So
and I think it works because of the context that we did it with the video and everything else. We're still promoting the message of if you love this song, you still need to go back and listen to it the way you're supposed to listen to it in the concept of the album.
We're counting down the hits here with Eric Church and talking about the album The Outsiders. I could probably do 3 hours just on this because it's so fascinating. On the ACM Awards, you did Give Me Back My Hometown.
Yeah.
And while listening to you, I'm looking up there. Oh, I know what I was going to say. While listening to you, I'm watching the video and go, well, I've never seen any of that video from before. People are shooting at people. People are blowing up bottles and people, but that's not in your video for this song.
No,
it's really confusing.
What we did is we released. It has its own website now. It's called sandestinorising.com. But what we did is the day before the video, we released a piece. It's a 21-minute piece of a more in-depth look at that video. So the video is a snapshot for the song. The more in-depth piece shows you a lot of these characters, shows you this town, shows you where we're kind of heading over the course of this album. But we left a cliffhanger on it. And the cliffhanger played itself out live on the ACM. So what you saw behind was for the first time ever seen, and then it lived after that. CBS.com. You can go there, and now it's on San Jacinto Rising. But it was something that, again, we just tried to make it. I'd never seen that. You know, I'd never seen something like that happen, so I'm always up for that.
I get it.
So what we tried to do was show people live, this is what happens next. And so when that happened behind me, you're right, that's the first time it ever happened. But we wanted to make sure we debuted it there, and then now it lives in a place where people can view these things in chronological order.
It's just, how did I figure that out? Because the video to Give Me Back My Hometown, near the end is when she goes into that, by the way, which I love, the little thing where the karaoke screen that she looks at has Drink in My Hand.
Yeah.
that was really good.
We got another song. I have a video of him singing the song. We actually filmed the guy. It was karaoke. It was a real karaoke on a machine.
Yeah,
but the Elvis impersonator didn't know the song ever, so he did his own version of that, which is hilarious.
Oh,
so
that's
nowhere
good.
near the melody.
So then they leave her. She's in the bar, and he's out there with the gun, and that's how that. So in effect, what you did there, I get it.
We showed the in between. We showed why he walked out with a gun. It's what that was. So the shooting scene happened, and then he came out with a gun.
And we'll tie all this video stuff up in a second, but then in the video for A Man Who Would Die Young, right at the end, there's about a half a second from, looks like either from the Hometown or from the follow-up clip. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just so
the two kids that are in the Give Me Back My Hometown are brother and sister, who are now in the blonde and the guy with the scar. They're brother and sister. So that'll continue to play out too. So you see something happened early in their childhood that led them to where they are, and that was alluding back to that.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of this as we go will get clearer and clearer. It's just,
Boy, I hope so.
It's a matter. It's a matter of people. What I wanted people to do is I wanted just to them to continue every song and every video we do. I didn't want it to just be a standalone because I feel like that's what everybody does. I wanted them to be able to go in and start looking at this, and I love the confusion. I love the questions because eventually they're going to start going, oh, okay. So
and you just like it like with me when the light goes on.
That's
go.
right. That's right. So it's being creative with the process and just doing it different. And Jay Joyce scored all the music for all the video stuff, for all the scenes.
So I'm curious. I mean, you are such a thoughtful, in-depth music guy, and a lot of times people like that don't like to put videos, either literal or not, along with stuff. So where was it that you decided that you wanted to do not only just video with it, but this really in-depth, thoughtful, and it's almost like a full-length movie, I suppose, by the time you're done.
It is a full-length movie by the time you're done.
And is this something that down the road I'll be able to put on the album and the video at the same time, and will the whole thing track?
We're working on that. Maybe. We're not there yet because a lot of this is still these cliffhangers that are happening. The coolest thing about it is we're finding our way a little bit to the people that are helping us write this, work with Breaking Bad and a lot of other shows. And we're kind of working our way through this. We have a general theme. We know where we're going. We just don't know quite how to get there through each of these songs, that we release. And that's the key, is having the songs relate to a lot of these video clips and some that stand alone. So we're having fun at the same time as we're going through it. So my thing with the video, to answer your question, though, is I have a problem with the obvious video. Whatever the song's about, whatever the lyrics are, I feel like the video just shows that. So it's a visual representation of the lyrics. I just feel like, and that's sometimes it's great, but I just feel like there's a whole nother level there. What I'm trying not to do is mess with the picture that are in fans' heads when they hear the song. And the only way not to mess with it is to go completely it doesn't relate to the song at all. In a lot of ways, the song is nothing more than a soundtrack to this different movie that's going on.